Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be grading each AFL team's season of 2022 just like people always do at the end of each season. So let's get straight into this, and make sure also to like and subscribe. It would help out the channel a lot, but let's get straight into this one. So we're going to start off with the Adelaide Crows. Now the Crows, I feel like they've had a pretty okay year, a better year than last year I'd say, by just a bit. But I mean, the Crows, they can like take on some really good sides like Geelong. They almost beat some really good sides like the D's and Geelong, but you know, sometimes they can play really crap against bad sides that aren't really, you know, that powered and not really a powerhouse. So I'm going to put them in the top of C at the moment because I can't put them in B, but I think it'll be a bit too harsh to put them in D, because they finished like 14th or 13th, which is usually a C position. But yeah, now the Brisbane Lines. Now I feel like the Lions, they had a bit of, they made the top 4 this year, which I feel like they should be in. Maybe not at the top of A, but I'll put them, you know, a top 4 side you could say is an A, but you know, they kind of got lucky on the top 4 side, and then once they got into the top 4, they just got smashed by Geelong, which they're probably not a top 4 side, to be honest. I think they're a final side, but I'm just going to put them in A for now, because they lost against some sides like, well, they didn't lose against the Saints, but we only lost against them by 15 points, and we took a few leagues in that game. So, yeah, so we're going to put them at the A. Yeah, that's where I'm going to put Brisbane. I might reshuffle, though. Now, I've got Carlton. Now, Carlton, they were in the 8 for all of the games until that Collingwood one where they lost against a point. I feel like I should be putting them in A, but I'm going to put them at the top of B, because, like, you can almost say, like, they were in the top 8. They range from, like, 4th to 8th. And then for the whole season, except for the finals, just before the finals, Collingwood got them out. But I feel like you could put them in. I'm going to put them at the top of B because they worked really hard this year, Carlton. It's just that unlucky match, and, you know, sometimes you get unlucky, and that's just what happens in the AFL. Now, Collingwood, the heartbreakers and the shockers of 2022. Now, you would be putting Collingwood right there. You would be putting them right in D, but no. I have to say, the Mighty Pies, in a couple of years, I think they'll be up for a premiership. But those close games, they just really didn't look concerning wins, to be honest. I can understand why they won close games. Like, if you get 10 really big smashes from finishing 17th, well, then you could pretty much say the Pies just gave up already last year. But I feel like they had a better year than Brisbane. I'm just going to put them ahead of Brisbane. I can't put them in A+, because those close winning games, I mean, they had an 11 winning streak, but those games didn't look very convincing when they won by like less than 7 points or less, sorry. So I'm going to put them there. Now the Bombers, I'm going to put them behind the Crows. They finished 15th. Now I feel like I don't think they'll be in D, but I feel like they'll just go behind the Crows a little bit because they weren't as good as the Crows this year, let's be honest, but I don't think they're a D, because they made the top 8. It happens every year. One year they make the top 8, the next year they don't. So, like, it's really weird with this club. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just going to put them behind the Crows for now. Now, the Dockers, they had a very good year, but I'm going to put them in between. Oh, are they better than Collingwood? I'm going to put them in between Brisbane and Collingwood. I feel like they had a better year than Brisbane, but actually they didn't have a winning streak. They bet the really good sides like the D's earlier on in the season. They broke the D's winning streak, but I mean, it was pretty pig in Perth. But then when D's came to here, they just got smashed. So Dockers have got smashed in a few games, but they play pretty good footy, and from last year they've jumped up. Where'd they finish this year? They finished 5th. So they've jumped up 6 spots from last year. So Dockers have made some improvements, and I think maybe we might be seeing a granny from them in a couple of years. I don't know. Soon. Now, Geelong, everyone knows this, they're going up straight up to A+. A team that made the granny and the team that's been in the top 4 for a while, you can just say is an A+ side. I don't think there's going to be any other teams apart from Sydney and Geelong up there. To be honest, it just really matters about the teams that don't make the granny. You want to actually see the grades because, you can't put Geelong lower than A+, let's be honest. The Suns, now I feel like the Suns next year, they'll make the 8 because they're showing us more. Most people have them in their bottom 4, but no, they finished 12th, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, they finished just after Port, I think. Did they? I don't know, but they had a better year than last year, definitely. They're not, there's somewhere. I'm going to put them behind Carlton because, I'm going to put them behind Carlton. They'll go at the very, very end of, I don't know. Should I put, I'm going to put the Suns behind Carlton, but they're gonna be at the very end of B because I feel like they showed us a bit more, but yeah. GWS now, should I put them in D? I'm going to put them at the end of D. I think they're going to fall because I just don't see the Giants. I think it will take a couple of years to get back on track for the Giants. They just need a rebuild. They had a shocking year from finishing 7th, jumped down 9 spots, so they didn't really have a good year this year. GWS lost some really good players like Jeremy Cameron and so on, but I'm just going to put them in D for their season. The Giants now got Hawks. Now they played a better season than Essendon. I'm going to put them in between Essendon, and they finished 14th. Yeah, so right in the middle. They didn't have a better year than Adelaide, just not enough. And I don't see them. They had a little bit of a better year than Essendon though, so they're going right in the middle. Again, they tied against some really good. Oh wait, that was last year. They tied against the D's last year. They almost bet the D's this year. They had a pretty good year. The Hawks, they can play on some really good sides in the comp, but then in some of the bad sides, like in the comp, they can really play poorly, and they're just one of those teams that are unreliable nowadays. Moving up to the D's, now they're obviously an A, but they didn't make top 4, so I feel like I should be putting them. I'm going to put them behind Brisbane because I feel like they would have had a better year than Brisbane. Because they were in Brisbane when the game was between the semi-finals, the preliminary finals. D's were on top. They were smashing the Lions until the last quarter. So I feel like the D's would have won if they just held their edge. But, Tigers now, I'm going to put them in B, but I'm going to put them in front of Carlton. I feel like they can't be an A. They were, they'll go at the end of A. They had a bit of a better year than Carlton, of course, making the 8. But, 8s are usually A's or B's, but they had quite a better year than the Suns, let's be honest, like they always do. But 7th to 12th, they jumped up 5 spots. They definitely showed us more this year, Richmond. I think they'll be making finals for the next few years, but don't really see a granny coming out of them. Now the Saints. Now I'm not going to be biased. I'm not gonna get anyone here, but if Carlton and Saints, I have to put them in front of the Suns. I'm going to put them there because they definitely had a better year than the Suns, especially the first half. If the first half, you'll be putting them in A, probably behind Brisbane or something. So we actually jumped up to 3rd spot once, and we stayed there for about a couple of rounds. Till the second half of the year, we just played like crap, and I can prove that because the last team Geelong lost against is actually the Saints, and they had like a 16-round winning streak. So I think that's probably round 6. So that's when we'll play a good half of the year. We bet the premiers, but the second half was just rubbish, and that's why I'm putting them there. Swans, they're not as good as the Cats, but they got smashed in the granny, so they're going behind the Cats. No other teams, especially the ones that are up next, are going up in the A. Eagles, let's be honest, had a worse year than GWS. D. Let's skip straight to North. Easy D. 2 wooden spoons. Yeah, just not happening for North. I feel like if there's a coach change next year, they might be a bit better. Next year, North, but we'll just have to see if he gets the job. Of course, we know what's going on with the Hawthorn allegations, so that's The Bulldogs now, I feel like Saints might have actually had a better year than. No, they didn't. What am I saying? They're going behind Richmond because Richmond had a way better year than the Dogs. To be honest, I really think that Carlton should have made the 8 because Bulldogs were actually, I think, about 16th at one point of the year. It's the opposite to the Saints. They had a really bad first year half, and then the Saints had a really good year of the first half of this season. So really, the Saints and the Bulldogs are just opposites. But I feel like Carlton had a better year than the Bulldogs because being 16th and in the A, that's just kind of ridiculous. Port, now, I feel like Port, they had a worse year than Suns. They're going at the end of B because Port, they definitely had a worse year than last year. To be honest, I thought Port would make the 8 again, but I don't see them improving anymore. I do see them making the 8 in the coming years and that, but I don't see a premiership any close for Port. So that is my 2022 AFL grade season. Of course, you could argue about some of these are just so, but anyway, this is my opinion on this. So I'm not trying to target any teams or that, but just I really think this is how the layout should go. Anyways, this is going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy, please do like and subscribe and comment down below if you agree with this, what you think and all that. And anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.